Welcome to Programming Rainbow. In this video, we will continue on the series of creating Minesweeper in C and SDL3. So this is the 6th video. If you'd like to follow along with this video, you can go to github.com, Programming Rainbow, and this is called Minesweeper C SDL3. You can git clone this repository, move inside the directory, and open it up with whatever editor you would like. I would like to show the final project real quick, just in case if this is your first time seeing this video. So this is Minesweeper. There is different sizes. We have the face here. We're trying to mark mines and uncover the non-mine squares. So when we uncover all the non-mine squares, we win. But if we click on a mine, we lose. And we have different themes. Let's change the size of this. So we have all the different themes, even the Italian themes and the monochrome themes. And this indicates how many mines. This indicates how many seconds went by. We were 12 seconds in when I ended the game. So this is a mine right here. This is not a mine. No, this is not a mine. This is not a mine. This is not a mine. This is not a mine, right? And this is a mine. So this is not, this is not, this is not. Just be, the logic of the game, how it goes. This is not a mine up here. So you get the idea. And like I said, you can change the theme while you're playing. There's also different sizes and the different amounts of mines that you can have. So here is quite a lot of mines. So there's lots of different options. This is the old Minesweeper, the old retro game that you used to see on Windows and things like that. And this is the 6th video, so we left off with in the 5th video something like this. So we have the two indicators for the mines and for the time, but they're not doing anything. We're going to put the face right here in this video. And then after that, we're going to, that's just going to be this video, actually, just putting the face right here. So it's going to be a short one. So if you're just starting off, what you'll find in the source directory, if you just cloned it, will be the final project code. So since this is the 6th video, you want to grab the code from the 5th video. You can delete this directory, copy this directory, and rename it SRC, and that's where we're going to be working in. So what we want to do on this one is we want to create that face. We're going to do very similar to what we did in the last video, where we're going to make the face, and it's going to have the render. It's going to have its own image being loaded. It's going to have an array of recs that are going to be used to index into that image to show what part of the image is. And we will have a destination rect. We need to hold on to the columns to know where to draw this face at. And we're not going to do anything with scale. So I'm going to create a new file or two new files. Actually, we can just kind of copy from mines. I'm just going to copy this. It's similar to what we need. Close enough. Yeah, this mines H. I can just copy it, can't I? We'll call it face H. So we have to make sure we change all these names. Okay, and we are a little bit different here. In the last video with the mines and the clock, we had two sets of images and arrays. This one, we are only using one, so I'm just going to pull it back to the image name and get rid of the second one. And I'll just call this source recs. And again, get rid of the second one. So we have image source recs and a destination rect. And we do need the columns. And that's going to be about it for this one. So the columns will be unsigned. Okay, so for our functions, these will be, now this needs to be called face up here. I'm just going to grab this and change all of these. Okay, but that will have messed up this. It needs a capital F on face. And down here, also this needs to be an F. Okay, so we are going to be passing in the columns as well as the render. So right here, we're going to add the columns to it. And that's going to be an unsigned. And then for the free, that looks correct. For drawing, that also looks correct. So that got us pretty close for everything we need. I'm just going to make sure nothing in here is called mines. And it looks like nothing in here is called mines. Okay, and we have an F there, no M. Okay, so it's going to be a similar story, not the same, but again, a similar story with this. So I'm going to copy mine C and make it into F face C. We do need to change some stuff in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search and replace on all these M's and change them to F's. So I'm just going to select the first block of code that I'm dealing with here. And I'm just going to, the dereferencing the M arrow, I'm going to change that to F arrow and make it global. Okay, it's going to complain, that's fine. Right away, I can just get rid of one of these before I even modify the other one because I only need to load one in. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this. It's going to be face. This is going to be face with capital. Face, and we need one more. We need that unsigned. For the, we need to know the number of columns because we're going to be dividing that in half to find out where the face needs to be drawn. It's not actually the center of the window because remember the board is slightly offset, so we do actually need to calculate it. And this is column. Okay, so we have that in there. This will be face up here. And the struct, the size of the face struct. And we are pulling in face up here. Okay, so this is correct now. This is correct all the way down here. That's all correct. Okay, so here it's not called back dest rect. It's just called dest rect. And it's calculated differently too, but yeah, none of this is going to be right. I should just delete it. Yeah. I'm just going to delete this right here so I don't mess myself up. So the loading of this image, we have the render here. That's fine. We have the image. It's just called image. And now what's the image of the face? I think it's called face PNG, but let's have a look at it. Close this, close this. Yeah, faces is what it's called. So here is the faces. And there's two different colored variations, and then there is one monochrome version. So although these look very similar, I don't know if there's really any difference between these. Oh, I remember. The difference is the border. The border on some of the old one was thinner than the newer one, had a larger border. It made the button look like it was standing up a little taller. And the monochrome and the old one are the same. But anyway, it's called faces. So the PNG is called faces. Now we are going to need to change these. So we need to go into the main.h and we're going to add two new constants, which is the size of one of the faces. So when we look over here, you know, the size of this is 130 by 78, but we actually need to divide this by 5 width-wise. So when we divide this by 5, we're going to get like 26, and we need to divide it by 3 height-wise. So when we divide this by 3, we're going to get 26. Sorry. No. These are square. Yeah, 26 by 26. I was looking at something else. So the size of the face is actually just a square. It's 26 by 26. So I'm just going to add that into the main H so it stops complaining. It's 26. That's just this, because it's a square, I don't need a width and a height. But I do want the top offset. It's going to be 15. Okay. So now back into face. So this is going to be face size. And this one will be face size. With an eye. Okay, and this will be source rex. Okay, so that's going to load the media. This function, I think, is correct now, except for the rectangles, or the rectangle, sorry. We need to calculate that one. We have to calculate where the x is for one on the destination rectangle. So this will be dest_rect.x equals, and this is the problem. We need to calculate the center of the board. It's not the center of the screen, it's the center of the board. So we're going to take let me put it up here real quick. I'll do the 10th one because we're editing this one right now, so it probably won't compile. So I'm going to throw up the 10th one real quick. So the way to get, so this board is not symmetrical, right? It's wider here on this side than it is on this side over here. So the way the center of this is going to be slightly offset. But the way that we're going to get to the center of this is we're going to take the whole board and we're going to get half of the board. And to get the left side, we're going to get half of this. So if we took the whole board minus the face and then divide it by 2, or we could take the board divided by 2 minus the face divided by 2, but it's easier to do it the other way around. Take the board minus the face divided by 2. So that's what we're going to do. So right up here. So I have the piece size. The piece size is the board. So if I do it based on the pieces, I have the piece size times columns. Piece size times F columns. And we can use the columns here. Equals columns. I forgot this. This column's right here. We're linking it in. Now I'm using it here. Okay, so we have piece size times columns. And we're going to have to cast this to a float. Because this is going to end up to be a float. So we have these multiplied. And then after they're multiplied, it's going to subtract face size. Okay. And then after that whole operation has been done, we're going to divide this by 2. And then after that operation's been done, we're going to add in piece size minus the border. The adding in of the piece size minus the border is because of the left offset. Because this would just be the board without our border. But the border is actually just one of the piece sizes again, minus the offset. So we have to do that. So this piece size minus border left, sorry. Now this entire operation needs to be scaled by 2. Because we're doing everything by 2 right now. Making everything twice as big. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's us calculating. Without the minus 2, we're basically getting the center of the board. But the center of the board is not necessarily, we need to add the border too on the left. So this whole operation right here is centering us on the board. And this is adding the offset for the border. And then this is just scaling it. Okay, so now the other ones are much easier. It's just the finding the x position, because this is going to be dynamically changed and we're going to be recalculating. This is going to be in a function later. So it'll look exactly like this though, so we won't have to rewrite anything. Face size, and we'll just say times 2. Sorry, it's face top, not face size. The other two are face size. The width, face size times 2. And the height is also going to be the same. Okay, now we have our load media function down here. And that's going to be everything for this function right here. I'm just going to close this down here so I can see what I'm doing. So let's go to this one. So remember, we only have one image set that we're loading here, one image with one array of recs. So we don't need 2 of these. So I'm going to just get rid of one right away. Whatever, they're both the same. So this is called face free. And these are source recs. And the image is just called image. We set the render to null, and then we're free in F, setting F to null, and setting faces to null. Sorry, face, not faces. And all these M's are complaining. They need to be F. See right here should be the last one. Okay, so this is our cleanup function. Yeah, it doesn't look like I missed anything. And I'm going to change these. So I want to change these. So this was mine's clean. I'm going to change it to free. And also this is face, not mine. I'm going to change it on the others as well. Before I forget, I don't want to do this right here because I'm going to forget this. But basically I've gone into, so on mine's right here from the last video, this actually said clock. I forgot it in the mine's C one. So if you go into mine C, I know I'm in face C, but this should be face. So let's go look at that. I think I've changed it. So right here, this says clock. You'll want to change this to mines. And also for the cleanup message, I'm going to call it free mines. For consistency, because my other ones are written like this. And I'm going to do it on the clock as well. Because it would say, some of them would say free this, and the other ones say this is clean. So it was not consistent. That's all. Okay. So they're not bugs or errors or anything. That's just a little bit, just to make everything consistent. So let's go back into face. And now face is really simple to draw because we only really need the top one. We don't need to calculate any of this other stuff right here. And we just need to change the writing of this. Let's face, and then F. Probably could have just did a search from place. So it's not back image, it's just image. Okay, so I think that's everything actually. So it's very much like the other ones, except there's just one image that we're dealing with on this one. And we have to calculate, like I said, where the face is. Okay, so let's make sure this is all set up in game. So we need to include it. There's face H, and then it says struct face. There we go. And then in C, this one, we do need columns as well, so I'm just going to yank this. So that's face there, and this is face. We do need columns passed into it, so that's all the same. Right up here, this is going to be the same. I'm just going to put on top because last in, first out. Face. And then face free. We're sending the address to G. Face. Okay, and then drawing. So we just got to tell it to draw itself. Okay, so let's see if this compiles. And it compiles. And that face looks super good, right? Doesn't look like I messed up at all. It's weird. It's being drawn correctly, but it must be on the loading. On the loading, I must have used the wrong size. Okay, let's look at these right here. This says free face, free clock, free mines, free board, free border, all clean. Okay, that's consistent enough. Okay, so I'm guessing in face, in the loading of the media thing, this one right here. Yeah, I have a face top and a face size. That's not right. Should be face size on both. Because it's width and height, which the face size is for both. Now it looks good. Okay, and it looks like it's centered correctly. So let's just look at what we've done real quick. A lot of this is kind of the same from the last two videos. The same idea, for the setup of it. So for face, we have the render, we have an image. We're going to hold on to a texture pointer. We're going to hold on to an array of recs so we can index into it to find out what the source rectangle is. And we have our destination rect, and we have our columns so that we can calculate where the center is. The new, we're passing in columns into it, and everything else looks the exact same. So calloc, it all looks the same. We are linking up our columns here. And that does say face there, yeah. So we have to calculate where the center position will be for our face based on the board, not based on the window. And then the face top is just our Y offset down, and then we have our width and our height. This is loading our image. So the pointer that's going to hold the image is just called the image. The PNG itself is called faces. The width is face size. The height is face size. And this is where we are storing that array of rectangles that we're creating from this image that we load. To clean up, we need to free that array of recs. And we also need to free the image. We set the render to null. We free itself, all that. And this is, if we change this index right here, we'll show different faces. So where was it? So if we want this one, this would be index 3. So if we changed it to index 3, we'll get the glasses, the smile. There we go. And if we wanted the black and white one, because we have all the images loaded, it would be 5, would be what, 8? Is that right? I don't even need to clean it. I just need to build it. Huh. Oh, I know why. Because we have two 2 ones that are color and 1 that is monochrome. So we need to add another 5 to this. There we go. So this is kind of shows you how we will be dealing with we'll have two items in here. One will be choosing the face. The other one will be a multiple of 5 because we have 5 faces on which theme it'll be. Well, I'm just going to set this back to 0 for now. Okay, yeah, so that's going to be everything for this. That was just a short one, just to kind of add the face is in there. All the boilerplate is kind of set up now. Now we can start doing things with what's in place here. We can add functions to change the face and to. Okay, so I hope that was educational and entertaining. Hope you enjoyed that and have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.